All right, traders, it is the 9th of July, 2017. My name is Jameson. We're looking at a daily vertical bar chart of cryptocurrency pair, Bitcoin and US dollar. Very difficult to make any kind of headway of. We are trading into a kind of a bullish pennant that's present. If you look closely, I mean, actually, you don't have to look that close. It's pretty obvious. Right through here. And then we'll draw a line right through here. There. And let's see here. Generally, the trend or the structure remains bullish as long as it maintains 50% of its retracement. So let's just use here. Let's go here. And you can see we're maintaining 50% of the retracement of this bull pennant that's here. So what does that mean? That honestly means that prices could break down as low as 2073 and remain bullish. All right, not very helpful. So next is where's our support and resistance? Obviously we can see that we have a bullish trend that's present. Let's take a look and see if we can identify a channel. So this is very difficult too. But let's say this is support. I can see that. That's pretty simple. And if that's support, let's draw a channel here. Let me copy this. And if we just do a reverse trend line here, right through here, you can appreciate here's our resistance, right? So we're just going to use that for our upper trend line of our bullish ascending channel. So here we start to get some clues. So if we say this is the general, angle of advance of the bullish ascending channel that's present, we can see that prices became technically overbought without even using any technical indicators. We can see that prices are overbought relative to the mean or to the bullish ascending channel that's present. So we're working off these overbought conditions through this lateral action that's present. The difficulty is not only are we narrowing in price spreads and consolidating as we reach the apex of this pennant, the volume is also harmonic with the contraction that's present. In other words, we don't have any clues at the present time that there's a lot of supply or there's a lot of demand. I guess I might say that as we're entering this section here into this resistance of the trend line of the pennant that's here, I would say this is a reasonably strong buying effort that's present. And we didn't break through there. So now we're breaking back down. Now we're breaking down on not a lot of supply. So it looks like there might have been some distribution. But then as we break down, I don't see any weak hands. It looks like it's controlled by, by strong hands. So what do? Honestly, I just think that it's a bad trade currently. We're trading in the middle of an actual range. I think it's bad for shorts because your exposure here is the upper trend line, if not the retest highs. And if you're a bull, I think it's bad for you because your downside exposure is here. So honestly, the mature trade here is to let somebody else hold the liquidity, let this break back down, and it looks like we probably find support here along the lower trend line of this bullish ascending channel. This is where I would probably take some risk in adding to a position. Let's look at a lower time frame. Let's look at an hour. All right, so now we look at an hourly chart here. Let's pull it in the context here. All right, here we are. Do we have any clues on a smaller time frame? Same graphics are displayed. So here's a clue. And it's not really present in the actual volume. This is a remake of the Wyckoff wave. It's labeled the WWV_LB. I have to look up. It's been a while since I've been on TradingView. But using this indicator here, we can see that the cumulative. So let's explain this indicator here. The market doesn't just trade individual sessions. I think an error that many traders make is they analyze individual sessions and not the actual up waves and down waves, right? So we have vertical bars. These are 1 hour sessions that are present. But there's effort that goes into the up waves, right? And this is a down wave, up wave, down wave, up wave. So you can actually measure the amount of buying effort cumulatively that goes into that up wave, and then a cumulative down wave. So you can see here that there is a rather large buying wave that went into this effort that came down. And then as it contracted here, you can see there's a little bit of selling, there's a little bit of supply. Now here's a good signal. We rally higher, and then we pull back again. You can see on this pullback, there was less supply. Looks like we're in strong hands, and we rally higher. So then now we break back down, and now you can see that we have this huge effort. Look at this huge bullish effort. You have to ask yourself, this is the largest buying effort that's present on this entire chart. If there's so much demand, how come it didn't overcome supply? How come we didn't have a new high out of this range? The answer is because there are sellers present. There is some distribution. And then we trade laterally, and then we break down. So now we break down in the presence of supply, and now we're rallying back away into this level. And it's difficult to apply proper judgment. This looks like a pretty reasonable buying effort. Now again, I have to ask myself, how come we didn't break this level of resistance? I might speculate there's some distribution. But then we break back down, and it's inconclusive. But even if you're not using this, if you look at this on an hourly time frame, this drop is predictable, and it's easy for me to see, say so, retrospectively. But you can see here in volume, right here, big buying effort goes into driving prices higher. You can see that. We break back down, we rally away, we retest it again, and then look, there's less buying. And then we break down, we have a new low. That's a warning sign. And then we try to rally higher again, and look, there are no buyers. The absence of demand means that this is confirmed as bearish, and then here's our breakdown. So now we're back to a 4-hour chart. So we've looked at a daily chart, a 1-hour chart, and now we're looking at a 4-hour chart with the same overlays. And if I'm just looking at the buying and selling waves, the only thing that I can see is that we're breaking down here in the presence of supply, and that we're rallying here on volume on the up waves of contracting demand. So it's very difficult to say what's going to happen. Again, I think this is a bad trade for both sides of the trade, but I think that this is actually going to break back down and trade into this lower trend line of support of this bullish ascending channel. Those are my thoughts.